We appreciate you making us part of your Friday here on KRTV for the 10 o'clock news. I'm Shannon Newth. We'll have more from the governor in just a moment. We begin with an update on coronavirus in Montana. Cascade County has reported its first death, and tonight Yellowstone County reports another death there. That brings the statewide death toll related to coronavirus to 10. Cascade County health officials say the death occurred in a woman over the age of 65 with underlying health conditions. And according to Yellowstone County, the most recent death there was a man in his 50s. This morning, the state reported the number of cases climbed to 422. That's an increase of 7 cases, 3 of them in Toole County, one of the hardest hit areas of the state. Toole County saw its 4th death from coronavirus on Thursday. Statewide, 21 people are currently hospitalized. Governor Bullock announced today Montanans' intentions to roll out a phased reopening of the state after the stay-at-home order expires next Friday. The gradual process will be based on guidance of the Montana COVID-19 Task Force and other health experts. Some of the factors that will be taken into account include a sustained reduction in new cases for 14 days, hospitals being able to handle patients, and that the state can meet testing needs. The governor recognized that Montanans are hurting financially right now, and the state needs to be reopened to alleviate that. However, Bullock says that reopening has to be done in a responsible and safe manner, or Montana could end up in a worse place because of the virus.
We all have to have hope that in some ways we'll become stronger as a result of all of this and be ready to not just get our economy running again, but our communities running again.
And the state will reveal a more detailed version of how Montana will reopen sometime next week. Following other states' leads, protesters are planning to demonstrate against lockdowns and closures at the Montana Capitol building on Sunday. The state is not issuing Capitol complex permits at this time, so the protesters are planning to walk around the Capitol on the sidewalk. Helena police met with the organizers of the rally yesterday to discuss what they had planned and what's expected of the protesters in regards to social distancing and safety. Organizers told police they plan to follow social distancing orders and intend to be respectful of the people who live in the area. Police Chief Steve Hagan asked that anyone attending this rally be respectful of others and differing opinions. Well, Toole County, as we discussed, one of the hardest hit areas. It's home to less than 6,000 people. They've already faced 4 deaths and 29 total cases, making them the county in Montana with the highest case number to population ratio. Those cases have taken a toll on the county and the businesses caught off guard by its spread. That's why public officials are showing their community and businesses support with a plan called Toole County Forward, a monetary aid program that will allow businesses hurt by COVID-19 to financially recoup. MTN's Lindsay Hyatt takes us to Shelby.
Despite being one of the regions COVID-19's hit the hardest, Toole County isn't letting coronavirus affect their ability to lead.
We had to show a presence in our community and a sense of calm.
Shelby officials decided to face the virus that's taken hold of the community and its businesses head on. CPA Dwayne Iverson saw that businesses were in bad shape.
Downtown right now, you could shoot a bullet and not hit anything. You know, there's no cars, and I figured if we don't do something, that's what this is going to look like in the future.
So he worked with Shelby officials to help businesses turn their lights back on.
The whole plan, I guess, was spearheaded by our Dwayne Iverson, CPA, and he was concerned about some of our small retail businesses here in Shelby and their ability to have working capital to restart.
Iverson joined forces with the city's mayor, finance officer, and community development director to find funds for businesses that were hardest hit.
If we can get it implemented quick enough when they start reopening here, I think we can make them strong enough that we can make it successful.
The team has come up with $75,000 from the city alone, along with $50,000 from private businesses. Plus, they've applied for support from the state and other agencies to match the $75,000 the city is providing. Since the city funds are readily available, that money can be distributed right away.
In all honesty, we could get them checks within a week after reviewing their applications and hopefully get them the ability to reopen their doors, purchase inventory, get the payroll started, and get their doors open.
The city of Shelby even sent out preliminary letters encouraging businesses in need to apply. Over 50 letters have already been sent, letting businesses know help is on the way. In Shelby, Lindsay Hyatt, MTN News.
Well, changes are coming to Great Falls Public Schools on the K through 6th grade side. They're implementing a different grading system. They're now using a scale ranging from good, satisfactory, or needs improvement. The district tells us they'll be looking at child's progress for the entire year, not just the last couple of months.
Intent to hold kids harmless because of a hiccup in the fourth quarter due to the coronavirus. It's about what we know about that child for the first 3 quarters, and we know so much about all of our kids. This is just going to be a blip on the radar, I hope, moving forward.
Middle school and high school students are in a little bit different scenario. They're implementing a pass-fail system for the remainder of the school year. The district acknowledges that distance learning is challenging and unique, and students in schools have a shared responsibility right now. But the district feels students should not be held accountable for their inability to get help. Well, as aid comes to both consumers and small businesses in the wake of COVID-19, MTN's Sam Hoyle shows us how the state government and general public can help to stimulate the economy.
With COVID-19 stimulus checks on the way, it's a welcome sight to those who have lost a substantial part of their income or for those who are uncertain what the future holds. And as Governor Bullock's Coronavirus Relief Fund Task Force has been unveiled, the real work is just getting started. Colin Davis, owner of Chico Hot Springs and member of the task force, said the task force's job isn't about delegating who gets what, but rather how to upright Montana's economy as a whole.
We're going to come out of this with greater debt, right? Which is not a win-win, right? So how do we shore up these businesses and get money to them that will help them, that will fairly help them get back in business, open their doors, help their employees? And that is the question. That is our charge.
From small business owners to state representatives to high-ranking member of banks, the task force is trying to figure out the best way to get Montana back on its feet. And Scott Brown, task force member and owner of the base camp, said one way for consumers who are in a position to do so is simple, but easier said than done.
Shopping at local businesses, and that's right now you can't.
Local retailers across the state have closed their doors for the time being, and even though 13,000 local businesses got a piece of the $1.4 billion from the Paycheck Protection Program, the task force now has $1.25 billion to work with as they look to get Montana's economy back on its feet. And Davis said the goal isn't just to duplicate what's already been done.
We're all in this together, right? Everybody's suffering, and the whole point is to get through this as rapidly and as safely as possible so we can really open these businesses back up and keep them open, not open them up to shut them back down again.
In Helena, Sam Hoyle, MTN News.
Well, after chilly days on Wednesday and Thursday, our Storm Tracker weather team has been tracking a much warmer day today. Brandon's here now, and Brandon, our temperatures weren't the only thing that's increased.
Yeah, not at all. We definitely saw a big increase in our winds too, as we usually do. We oftentimes see these warmer days with stronger winds. 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Great Falls and also in Cutbank, 37 in Havre and Malta, and pretty much everywhere. I think everywhere did break 30 miles per hour today. So it was a breezy Friday for us. It was a warm Friday though. 60 degrees our high temperature here in Great Falls, so that was nice and comfortable. Average high is 56, so we were a little bit above average today. Overnight low was 28, so that was pretty close to normal as well. For our Saturday, not looking quite as nice. It's going to be cooler, and we're going to be seeing an increase in our clouds overnight. So down to 30 degrees overnight tonight. Southwest wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Not too bad. Only increasing to about 40 from there, though, on Saturday. More cloud cover and some showers. Both rain and snow showers are possible into the day on Saturday. And fortunately, Sunday, though, looks quite a bit nicer than that. More sunshine, warmer temperatures. We'll have more on that later in the show.
All right, thanks, Brandon. Well, 3 weeks from today, absentee ballots will be mailed to all registered Montana voters for the June 2nd primary election, the state's first all mail-in ballot statewide election. MTN News is producing a series of stories on the contested primaries for statewide offices. Today, MTN Chief Political Reporter Mike Dennison is examining the two-man race in the Democratic primary for state auditor, which is the office that regulates insurance and the investment industry in Montana.
Until a few weeks ago, this primary looked like it would be uncontested. with State Representative and Missoula Attorney Shane Morgeau the only Democrat running for state auditor.
I started campaigning about 10 months ago, and I think nowadays it takes that type of effort to win these seats. It takes commitment.
But on the day before the candidate filing deadline, Helena lawyer and Democrat Mike Windsor also got into the race. Windsor worked as a lawyer and investigator for Democratic state auditors for 13 years and told MTN News that his experience as a consumer advocate makes him the right person for the job.
My Republican opponents are all running on a platform, a pro-business platform. The statutory mission of the state auditor's office is to protect insurance consumers and to protect Montana investors.
The state auditor seat is open this year because Republican incumbent Matt Rosendale is running for the U.S. House. The winner of this Democratic primary will take on whoever wins the three-way Republican primary and Libertarian Roger Roots. Windsor says he worked with Dateline NBC to take down a junk insurance scam and recovered $800,000 in restitution for its Montana victims, including those featured in the show.
We pay our premiums. We expect our claims to be paid. We invest. We expect those deals to be honored. You know, we need a consumer advocate, and we need an experienced consumer advocate.
Morgeau is a member of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes and grew up near Ronan. He says he knows firsthand the financial struggles that Montana families face, and that he'd be a strong advocate for those who need insurance across the urban and rural landscapes of the state.
You know, I grew up in a community where people work their butts off, and you know, they still struggle to afford things like health care and health insurance. And I see this job as being an opportunity to protect everybody in the state of Montana. I don't care what your political affiliation is.
So, who's the best Democrat to take on the GOP nominee for state auditor, whoever that may be? That's what primary voters get to decide starting just 3 weeks from now. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Well, coming up, big day delayed. Many couples are postponing their weddings thanks to COVID-19.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 10 o'clock news continues on KRTV, Montana's news leader.
Welcome back. Tens of thousands of couples getting married this spring are having to change their nuptials. That's according to wedding website The Knot. Many couples are postponing to later, safer dates. Others are going with a socially distant ceremony or other backup plans. No matter what option couples choose, the changes also impact wedding vendors. One bridal shop owner in Helena is adjusting her business to help brides during this stressful time. Linda Campbell is the owner of Linda's Bridal Images and Mr. Tux. She said her vendors are working nonstop to make sure no bride will go without a dress for their special day.
Montana brides are wonderful. I always say they're the best brides in the world. They're down to earth. They're more calm. I'm getting phone calls, you know, just calling, is there something I should be worried about? And we check their ship dates and we let them know when their dresses come in and we work through, you know, alterations. We try to just help them understand it'll be fine and you'll have your dress when you need to have your dress.
And Campbell said they're using just a brief technical difficulty there. She says she does have some advice for some brides right now. Just try to keep calm and focus your wedding on the people and celebration.
Even in the middle of all this weirdness, I had just the most like at home with my mom and my sister's dress try-on experience, and we all got to go, oh, that's the one.
I had a blast. If they need me, they call me and I talk them through some things, you know, but they just had a blast with the dresses, and then they came back and she bought a dress.
Well, parents of young babies may soon have one less thing to stress about. There are some signs that formula shortages are starting to ease up. Formula makers have ramped up production to keep up with the demand. It's one item parents can't chance running out of, so they've been stocking up to make sure they have enough for their babies. Experts say you can expect to start seeing more formula on store shelves soon, but it could take months before it's totally back to normal. In the meantime, they're urging anyone with a large stock to consider donating some to local charities.
And we are tracking a pretty chilly day tomorrow, but then a decent warm up for Sunday. We'll have the forecast up next.
Thanks.
Going to the Sun Road, plowing is underway, but with some restrictions due to coronavirus. Park Superintendent Jeff Moe says that while the park remains closed, plow crews are continuing to plow going to the Sun Road. The plows are currently at the loop. Only one driver is allowed in a plow at a time to adhere to social distancing. Moe says there is no estimated completion date for the plowing, but he says the park will continue working with the state, county, and tribal partners on when it will be safe to reopen the park.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker weather forecast with meteorologist Brandon Michaels.
And naturally, now that we've talked about plowing going to the Sun Road, they've got some snow in the forecast for the weekend. 45 right now in Great Falls, southwest wind at 7 miles per hour. That's keeping us fairly mild through the night tonight. Do expect, though, our temperatures to fall quite a bit, not only tonight, but through the day tomorrow. In fact, right now, we're probably warmer than we're going to be all through the day tomorrow. Already starting to see a little bit of activity on the Doppler network, too, ahead of that cold air that's moving into the state, or at least that colder air. At this point, though, it's not quite cold enough to turn any precipitation into snow. We're looking at mostly rain right now. We can see FUTURETRACK picking up on that, probably a little bit behind on the precipitation, but doing a pretty good job tracking out that cold front that's going to be sinking down towards us as we head through the day. So by tomorrow morning, most of us are already behind this cold front, and we do see that mix of rain and snow with this front moving in. We're going to continue to see a little bit of a mixed precipitation through the day. So a wintry mix, not a lot of accumulation for most of us, kind of a gloomy day, with the exception of maybe the high-line parts of northeast Montana. A little bit more sunshine there, so in general, a little nicer day off to the north as we continue to clear skies through the night on Saturday, and then through Sunday, pretty much everyone gets into that clearing. So by Sunday, things are looking significantly nicer. As far as accumulating snow, not too much. If anyone is really going to get more than an inch, it'd be Lewistown, and I'm not even completely sold on that. Less than an inch for Great Falls, probably much less than an inch, and just really not a lot of accumulating snow at the lower elevations. But I said places like going to the Sun Road could pick up a little bit of snow from the system moving in, and we do actually have a winter weather advisory in parts of Pend Oreille and Glacier County in general for the higher terrain, about 3 to 5 inches at pass level, up to 8 inches on some of the higher peaks along the divide. So there is some winter weather in the forecast here, and there is some definite cooler weather in the forecast too. Not too bad tonight. 36 in Havre, 35 in Chester, 34 for Choteau, 37 in Glasgow, and 38 for the overnight low in Jordan. Through the day tomorrow, though, hardly much of a warm-up whatsoever. We're at 34 degrees at 8 a.m. By 4 p.m., we're at 40, less than a 10-degree swing through the day. All the clouds, the showers, the general cooler air mass moving in, going to keep us from heating up all that much. For our Saturday, actual high temperatures, not great, but you'll notice a little bit warmer where we get some sunshine to the north and east. But 43 for Fort Benton, only 39 in Cutbank. Places like Havre are in the mid-40s, and some spots like Wolf Point could actually get all the way up into the 50s. So not everybody's is super cold for tomorrow. Mainly a north wind tomorrow on about 10 to as much as 20 miles per hour at times. So a little bit of a breeze behind that cold front, and a little bit of a breeze for Wednesday, but it's more out of the west on Wednesday, and that's going to help bring in some warmer temperatures for our for our Sunday. I'm getting way ahead of myself here. Sunday's high temperatures 54 in Hayes, 59 in Havre, 56 in Great Falls, 59 in Malta, and 59 in Glasgow. So the second half of the weekend is looking much, much nicer than the first half. Let's go through the 7-day forecast. We're going to get to Wednesday eventually. A wintry mix for Saturday, 40 degrees for the high temperature. Sunday, much nicer, mostly sunny, 56 degrees, pretty good day there. And then we're really going to get into some nice weather as we head into Monday and Tuesday. 65 degrees, lots of sunshine there, 67 sunny skies on Tuesday, probably a little bit breezier for us on Tuesday as well. Then we do start to see a few changes as we head towards the end of the 7-day here. Increasing clouds for our Wednesday, pretty decent chance for some rain showers on Thursday, and even a couple chances for showers on Friday. Temperatures in general getting a little cooler towards the end of the forecast as well. Shannon?
Some big names join a virtual game of catch in honor of a Great Falls boy. We'll join in on that action up next.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 10 o'clock news continues on KRTV, Montana's news leader.
Thanks for staying with us. Back in March, we showed you how one Great Falls boy with a compromised immune system started a game of virtual catch to stay connected with people around the state. Well, the game didn't stop there, and a few big names have joined in. Take a look.
Troy, hit me, I'm open. Nice pass. Go deep.
Hi, Coach Stick. Thanks for throwing me the ball. And thanks for being my buddy for all the years.
Nice throw, Troy. Looks like you're coming for Blake Thielen's job. Go deep.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for playing. Say hi to my buddy Blake. Watch this.
Hey, Troy. It's former Denver Broncos linebacker Carl Mecklenburg. Hey, you take care of yourself. Wash your hands and be safe. Be safe.
Hi, Mecklenburg. Do you think you can tackle my buddy Wes Wesson?
What's up, Troy? It's Sugar Sean, UFC future champion, undefeated, 11-0. Catch.
Hi, Troy. I'm Roxanne Modafferi. I fight in the UFC. I'm an MMA fighter. Catch.
Hi, Dalton. Thanks for letting me be a captain with the Quiz Reason You.
Nice throw, Troy. Go Lights. Nice.
Hi, Coach. Thanks for all you do for me. Thanks for donating blood. Thanks for passing me the ball. Hi, Beast. Thanks for throwing me the ball and thanks for seeing me in the hospital. You're not alone in this fight. I got your back.
Here you go, Troy.
Catch, Troy.
Go deep, Troy. Troy.
Good fall. See you soon, my family.
Hey, Troy. Anthony Knockeratter over with the Knock On Sports. Hope you're doing well, man. Great toss and right back at you.
What's up, Troy? Roll Diggs, and as always, go Bison.
Good throw, Turkey. Go Diggers.
Now, the goal is to get Russell Wilson to join in. Troy was visited by the Seahawks quarterback when he was treated at Seattle Children's Hospital back in 2017. We'll have a final look at your weekend forecast right after this.
Welcome back. Not a great weekend ahead, but at least it does improve as we head through it. So not great tomorrow at all. 40 degrees, some showers, mix of rain and snow possible for our Saturday. Not great by any means. More sunshine on Sunday, and with that sunshine, actually a nice increase in our temperatures.
Well, finally, a farm in Idaho is saying this spud's for you. They're trying to give away about 2 million potatoes. The owner of the Craney Farm says they supply potatoes to make French fries for restaurants and grocery stores. But with many restaurants closed and processing plants slowing down, they're now sitting on a 6-month supply. So they put out a call to the general public to come get what they need for free. They've had about 700 people show up, including many collecting for food banks and soup kitchens. It's a great way to give back, not waste potatoes, you know.
You get to go like potato picking too. I've never heard of that.
That's true, or you just go grab one from a pile.
Yeah, that's true.
You can call it potato picking.
Yeah, it's more fun my way.
All right, thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend.